quick sec. There's always that delay, right? Because the notification and stuff doesn't go out for a while. But, yeah, hi. Welcome to the Neophyte Studios weekly Wednesday stream. We're here to play unique games, chat about their narrative merits, and suggest improvements, and I think that pretty much covers it. My name is Matthew Gordon. With me, I've got Dylan Davis, Pinckney Benedict, and Cleveland Benedict. Everyone say hi.
Hello.
Hey.
What's up? Okay.
Cleveland is the hair.
So we're...
Sorry, hello.
Yeah, and Pinckney's joining us from VR, I think.
No, he just has a video up.
Okay. Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because it was a Quest game, so we couldn't play it on stream.
Right.
Unless
Yeah,
Pinckney
I was
wanted
just
to-
having fun with OBS.
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll switch to that when we're ready to go with it.
Together. How off-putting I could make my whole appearance.
Yeah, it's really. I mean, this is the best one yet.
I really enjoyed this one.
You look like a brutal, like terrifying Hallmark Christmas card.
Okay, well there we go. I finally achieved my dream.
Yeah.
Well, cool. So what are we
Okay,
playing first?
Matt,
This is
what
one
are
of the
you- What are
last.
we doing today?
Yeah, I was just getting to that. Don't step on my lines, Pinckney.
Matthew, step on Pinckney's line
Dylan.
before he tells Pinckney not to.
Dylan, what are we playing today?
We are playing Planet Spectrum by
For sure.
Amalgamash, the game we were trying to get to last week, but we couldn't because we ran out of time.
And this is an entry from our recent game jam, our recent narrative game
Yeah.
jam, the
Mhm.
first
The
in a
first.
monthly series
Yeah.
of game jam.
Yeah, the second one should be
Exactly.
live any day now. It's going like you can submit to, you can join it as of the 28th
Mhm.
of February, or at least be aware that that's when the start date starts. But the itch just hasn't put it up yet, so I submitted it to them, and we're just waiting to hear back, basically.
Yeah.
Good deal.
So the game jam is on itch.io.
Yep, itch.io
Look
should
for
just be on the
it.
jam calendar. Yep. And yeah, it'll be free. And if you place in the top 10, if we get more than 10 submissions this time, then you will have your game played on the stream, and we will talk about it, talk about the story elements of it, right?
I have a feeling like these, jam submissions, checking them out, pretty much last month to month. That's what this might just become.
Yeah.
We might have to set up a different time where we play other random things.
Yeah, well, I mean, not necessarily, because this one, so we're done with this today, right? So now
Yeah.
we basically have until March 24th to play new games.
Oh, wait, that's a lot. I thought that was like this month, dude. I don't know what time or day or anything it is.
It's all the drugs.
Oh my god, right?
It's all the drugs. Every drug. But yeah, so we'll have until March 24th. We'll play some stuff. I know we have some stuff on the docket that we wanted to cover again.
Yeah.
We still need to get back to Divinity. We need to continue Disco.
Mhm.
We need to, what was the other thing? There's another one.
There's several other ones.
Yeah, right. Several other project games.
Yeah.
Um,
But right
Yeah, I
now,
want to do some more RimWorld too.
yeah.
Oh yeah, more RimWorld. I want to stream my Thesis Defense.
Oh, you better.
I think that'd be interesting. Stream it live on Neophyte, the first ever.
We
Mhm.
should. We absolutely should.
I think that'd be cool.
We'll have to get permission from your other committee members, but
Oh,
I don't
yeah,
think
right.
that would be hard to come across.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and this is
Yeah,
our first Wednesday stream where we're technically affiliate. We haven't set anything up or done anything about it, but we got affiliate
We
status.
got the big TA.
So.
Now we just have to figure out how to convince Twitch to give any money we could ever potentially receive straight to charity.
Mhm.
Right, yeah. Yeah,
Like,
that's gonna
don't
be
even-
the challenge. Just
Don't
have
even
people
let us
raising
know that
money.
we got it.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah. So
this game is called what again?
It's called Planet Spectrum.
Yeah, I like
Uh,
the music.
Yeah. The chunky industrial.
The real
clean-
Yeah.
martial music in the background.
Yeah. Did somebody drop?
Hmm.
Oh, weird. I thought I heard the drop noise.
That was the game noise.
Oh.
Kind of
Structure.
like,
Yeah. Isn't responding. I will follow investigation protocols of Starship Spectrum's grunt force. I am. You can choose a male or female appearance character. The choice will have no effect on gameplay. Choose wisely, as this cannot be undone and may be a matter of life and death. I like how it says it doesn't matter, but it does.
it doesn't matter, but it might kill you.
Yeah. Male or female?
Definitely the low emotion processing. I mean, if we're trying to be true to. Although you also have mid-level curiosity, I have to admit.
Yeah, right. Obtain visibility. I'll use the light on my collar.
Oh, cool. I didn't realize this was first person.
It's first and third.
Oh, wow.
It's
Ambitious.
interesting. It must have discharged somehow. I'll need to look around the ship with little access I have. I need my collar recharger access. Licenses won't work at all. I'll review movement protocol for optimal efficiency. I'll need to use WASD protocol to move around and mouse protocol to observe my surroundings. Shift protocol will allow me to run. Tutorial.
Yeah. But I like that they flavored it, and it doesn't take
Yeah, right.
much flavor, but it has a good effect.
Yeah, just
It's
calling
nice.
it the space protocol. You know?
Yeah.
I can use that to familiarize myself with the architects and engineers who made this voyage possible. So yeah, you start with this like super limited POV,
Mm-hmm.
and then oh yeah, the doors are kind of hard to see. There's damage to the ship, and hazards are present. Might be able to. By the way, this game was made with 0 coding.
Wow.
Yeah.
What? And made from. Oh, that's
Zero.
right. What engine?
Smile game engine.
Yeah.
Smile Game Engine.
Yeah.
We got to do an episode on the.
I downloaded it. I downloaded like the free. They have a free demo of it where you can get in and kind of screw around. It's
Where,
super easy
where do you get it from? Like,
Steam.
is it on Steam or there?
on Steam.
Oh, okay. Smile. I'm gonna
Write that down.
get that. But yeah, it would be cool to have a session where we tried to build a narrative game.
Yeah, right.
Oh,
that
yeah,
would be
see what
really
we
cool.
could do in an hour.
Yeah. I could put this out with the fire extinguisher ability.
Hey, thank you for the follow, Mandy Jordan. Thank you very much.
Oh no, I didn't read the tutorial.
Well, it was probably like
Well,
shift
you
or
just jump by.
spacebar. Control, maybe?
Oh, why did I do that? I knew how to do this. Oh, it's F,
It's F.
right? No, F.
I don't
looks
know, is
down.
it?
What in the world? Is Amalgamash here? How do you how do you put out the fire?
Dylan, you're making a fool of yourself in front
I
of all
know.
the internet.
These are the people who make fun of me for not being good at games. Although,
No,
This is embarrassing. You are absolutely right.
no.
I mean, you
I
might
think
just
this
have
is
to.
where you're being a man and refusing to take direction
Yeah.
is going to prove lethal.
Maybe there was something in the room.
Maybe there was something in the instructions.
There was.
Oh, Amalgamash is here to the rescue. Go push that equipment out of the way and get into the adjacent quarter.
Oh yeah, that's right. Thank you so much. Thank you. I did play this. I just forgot. And then I skipped the tutorial because I was like, well, I played it already. I know.
Thank you, Amalgam.
I'm skipping all the narrative because I'm an asshole. Okay, abilities to navigate through the ship. I need to find a way to put out these fires. My spectrometric sight.
Yeah, we're a narrative channel, my friend.
This game is really long. So I'm trying to get to like the characters because it's really cool. If I see
narrative,
someone,
not a speed run.
true, but I would love to be the first Planet Spectrum speedrunner. I should investigate. Okay, so yeah, the blinking thing.
Let's start that
Ooh, I like that
category.
effect.
Any percent.
It belongs to maintenance. I'll have limited access to put out the fires if I wear this in exchange for my own. Collar abilities are obtained or equipped automatically upon discovering them and are used when I interact with something in the
And so the
environment.
collar, we see, this is an obvious objective correlate,
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
right? I mean, this is the object. This is the object that stands in for the character.
Right.
I'm gonna turn
Yep.
Pinckney up here.
And
Oh
we're
no,
going to
he's all the way up.
change right? Putting on a different collar changes who we are.
Right. Right.
Yeah, the collar belongs to maintenance or belongs to us. So that's
Right.
really interesting. And presumably, we become more powerful by imbuing our collars with more powers.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Presumably over the course of the game. Yeah. And I think it's interesting that the object, because it could have been any object, but they chose it, or they chose for it to be, bright, sparkling lights, right?
Yep.
Which partially would be a functional thing to make it stand out in the world, but also I think it's interesting because it kind of gives this sense of like, not wistfulness, but what's ethereal kind of.
Yeah. Yeah.
Looks like I can use it by interacting with the fires now. Okay, so now I can put out the fires. Boom. So we're on a big spaceship, and we're putting out the fires. Doesn't have the right collar. Not enough security access.
Yeah, this idea that the collars are your identity is really cool.
Yeah, right?
I can now search for others. Outstanding.
Yep. I don't feel so... Uh-oh.
Oop.
344X. Our planet's ecosystem finally became unstable. We, the Spectre, were forced to evacuate, sending ships all across our star system to look for planets with ecosystems that could sustain us indefinitely. Our crew was 13 in number, 12 Spectra and an AI to watch over our stasis and pilot the ship. After more than 5 years in stasis, while our AI-driven starship stayed its course to our destination, that... I would just, if I read it, I would do it wrong. Our slumber was cut short unexpectedly. Amalgamash presents.
So cinematic.
Yeah, right? This is definitely the most cinematic game, right?
Yeah. Yeah, anything I've made in Unity or any other engine definitely doesn't have this nice of an opening sequence with the credits and stuff. It's just like, all right, go.
Yeah, right. And you're here. Figure it out. Thalo, you've awoken. Am I pronouncing that right?
Sure.
Halo, I believe.
Thalo?
These are all Bob Ross references.
Yeah, and the
They are?
CS4G4N is Carl Sagan.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
So,
cool.
wait a second though. Cleveland, these are Bob Ross references? A,
Yeah.
what do you mean by that? And B, how the hell does my son? Bob
Titanium
Ross?
white and titanium white, phthalo blue, and phthalo green are all Bob Ross references, and I know they're all colors he uses to paint. And then I know that because he's on PBS all the time when we leave it on for the dog.
Yeah, our dog loves PBS. So, okay, well, I like this 10 times. I like this already, but I like it 10 times as much now.
Yeah, right.
But I know that
Totally.
it's referencing Bob Ross. You're the
That
chip's
is-
artificial intelligence.
Okay, can we get a confirmation from Amalgamash that that's true?
Amalgamash, are they all Bob Ross references? Because
I mean-
someone else in chat seems to suggest they're the paint colors, so that's at least
Well, yeah,
one
pink
voice
colors, but
verifying
that's
it.
the Bob Ross reference, right?
I assume so. We'll see what Amalgam says.
Your cognition is intact. Without sufficient power to medbay, I was not sure you would reconstitute. It is fortuitous that you found the maintenance collar when you did and decided to assimilate its functions.
It is absolutely true. Very astute observation.
That's so awesome. Oh, that's
Outstanding.
great.
I like the 2D art and the 3D
Yeah.
character. The 3D
Yeah, it's
character,
such a great mix of different things, and this
Yeah.
was done without coding.
yeah, it's
I'm blown
killer.
away.
From the smoke with Phthalo, You have been in toxic hibernation for 15 days. What was it? Thalo?
Yeah.
Okay. 15 days. That is when the sabotage occurred. You may see the current state of the ship now and speak to me when you are ready to learn more of our situation. The situation? What has happened? You can save now from the menu and only save while inside the starship. Allow me to explain our circumstances. Sorry, I skipped that. Are you prepared? I am prepared. 15 days ago, our ship landed on this planet. As you know, we were scheduled to continue stasis until preliminary readings about the environment had been completed. During our entry into the atmosphere, however, a slight gravitational shift occurred, causing an incidental electromagnetic pulse that took us down for less than 0.001 seconds. In this time, I was able to divert resources to analyze the starship's logs to see if any of our systems, pretty advanced AI,
Mm-hmm.
had been compromised or in need of maintenance. When we landed, it turned out that one of our own had awakened before schedule and disabled the power system. It has taken...
Okay, so it's a detective story.
Oh, it's a detective story.
Well, right. I mean, presumably, one of your number, there are 12 of you.
Yeah.
And I love that, right? 12 disciples.
12 apostles, yeah.
There are 12 of you plus the AI, which is 13.
Right.
There's really significant, a lot of significant numbers, 12
Yeah.
signs of the zodiac, so on and so forth. But if we say 12 disciples, one of them is a Judas. Yeah.
Right.
One of them is a traitor, and it's our detective story, just as Jesus did, to hunt down the traitor.
Right. Yeah, and so who is the Jesus in this, right? Would it be the
I was
AI or...
kidding, but Jesus didn't really do that. But
Jesus didn't wear a trench coat and beat up some fools
Yeah,
in the
we
alley?
should
I think you're
collaboratively.
thinking of Jesus.
Are just detective stories about trying to figure out which of the disciples is actually the traitor.
Can that be the subject of the first collaborative game we
It's
throw
taken
together?
roughly 12 days for me to use this planet star. Yeah, so this is clearly Kabbalistic.
Yeah.
This is clearly a game derived from Kabbalah.
Yeah, right.
And if it's not a Malgamash, don't say it. Just let us believe it.
I mean, I think that's this is one of the things that Pinckney says all the time in class, right? Is that I think even if a writer didn't do it intentionally, they did it instinctually.
Mm-hmm.
That it utilizes just as much skill. It's just that you're utilizing your instinct as a writer, right?
Right.
So,
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you don't have to know what you're doing. Good storytellers use every technique we talk about, every, technical thing we talk about in this stream, but they very frequently do it without knowing. All I do in class is try to name the things that you're already doing, right? And make it possible for you to do them consciously rather than unconscious.
Right, yeah.
Okay, so left the ship without authorization, risking the mission and lives of our crew by exposing our crew to the atmosphere of dynamic. Yeah,
Yep.
see, it's a detective story.
Yeah, totally. However, not before destroying every caller and adjunct probably authorization on them, leaving us unable to perform communication and tracking functions. I am unable to confirm the identity of the saboteur due to this, and unable to ascertain the identities of the remaining survivors on the ship. Survivors? Wait. Thalo, ship life support systems only confirms 3 living members aboard the ship. The logs confirm only 1 Spectra could have left the ship. Therefore, besides you, there are only 2 others aboard the ship. The rest of our crew has perished either as a result of being exposed to the outside or directly murdered by the saboteur.
See?
I am
Just
unable...
like the Gospels.
Just like it. Our original mission is to research this planet's atmosphere and ecosystem and ascertain long-term survivability for our species. But emergency protocol must now be in effect. Thalo, our chance of survivability is less than a really low number due to the restrictions with which you were created and the limitations of your role. But could we call for support by contacting home base? This is what protocol would recommend. Yes. However, the diagnosis with long-range communication system returns an error. When I investigated, it seemed that major components were missing, taken forcibly through the panel's maintenance hatch. When the saboteur left the ship, they likely took with them those components. Thalo, the emergency protocol has changed our mission. You, Thalo, the only one with a functional collar, are able to leave the ship. You will need licensure to do so, and I am able to grant you that licensure with full conditional authority as you are wearing maintenance collar, and the Spectra in charge of maintenance, Indigo, is presumed dead. So I can leave since I am able to back up maintenance, but I need licensure to leave the ship granted by you. I hereby grant you this leave. You are able to come and go as you please. The mathematical probability of survival using any other strategy returns null. Halo, emergency protocol has changed your role. You have new orders. Your first mission is to earn a travel licensure for your caller. Didn't we do this already? Oh, I think I'm in a loop here. Am I?
No.
Oh no, I'm not.
Yeah.
I thought maybe I
You
was
might
like,
have
We have
done
to go
it.
out and get samples.
Yeah.
You
Okay.
need to look for 8 unique samples outside the ship and bring as many as possible back to me. Once you have the appropriate travel licensure, utilize the exits in the meadow to access the new areas. Protocol is exacting on this point and rewards only those whose foraging can be made useful in an exponential regard. Hence, can only trade specific outside samples for specific licenses.
And this is the kind of instruction that I never understand until I've done it.
Mhm.
Right.
Right? Like I
Yeah,
can read that. I could read that 10 times. It's not a problem with the story of the game.
Right.
It's just me, and maybe it's just my brain. But I'll read that and like I'm like meadow,
Right,
licensure, and then once I do it or die a couple of times because I didn't really understand it, then I go. But I
Right.
have to do it before I go. Oh, that's what that all means.
Right, yeah. It's kind of like when you buy a new board game, and you're reading
Right.
through the rules with your family,
Right.
and you're like, okay, so everybody takes 2 turns before each other, and you're like, what the hell does that mean?
Right.
And then
Yeah.
you're like, you play it, and you're like, oh, okay, I get it.
Mhm.
So please begin the mission. Oh. Okay. Open. Okay, so we can't go in here yet, I don't think. Yeah, because the limited access. So now we can go out here. I'm going out. My caller will give me access.
Oh, so it's C. Sagan. Yeah.
Oh, it's so funny. I'm like, I'm not gonna read it
Because I hate Carl Sagan.
my caller. This means at least I can survive out here for some period of time. I should find samples before going back in. I'm sure everything.
I like the music.
Yeah.
Everything titanium needs is in this meadow. In some areas, you can switch between first and third persons. Person views with B, while in the third person, you can use R and F to adjust the camera tilts. You can also use C and D to zoom in or out, and Q and E to rotate the camera.
Cool. Yeah, okay, so this with no coding is, it's Squishy Puff Dave. First of all, it's extremely cute. Second of all, it's outrageously impressive. This looks like something that could have shipped like 4 years ago on the 3DS. Like, this
right.
is...
Oh, you know what it reminds me of?
Huh.
Persona Q.
Yeah! Yeah. Absolutely. The, like, 3D, like, chibi style.
Yeah.
And the graphics,
Oh,
like,
this
are
is definitely very
functional with
3DS.
that. Yeah, right? The switching perspective, like, it's really... And it feels very, toy boxy is, like, the word that comes to mind. Like, it's in this little limited area, and you can just kind of walk around and interact and play with different things. I like it.
Yeah, I do too. So, Amalgamash, which one do I need to get to go to the desert biome? That's the one I wanted to show because I thought it was super cool.
Sounds just like them.
Yep.
I like to explore pretty.
Yeah, I pulverize it heavy
Why
handed.
everything does love die.
You like to pet the rabbit, Dylan?
Yeah. Me love petting rabbit. With fist. This appears to be organic material affected by a pathogen. An airborne one? I need to get to the titanium. So I wasn't able to check chat.
Became infected with sample. This looks really nice in first person.
Yeah, I noticed like it was a little hard for me to navigate around in here in
Mhm.
third person because I didn't. Some things are like, oh, I can walk up that. I didn't know. But after I figured it out, I was like, I'm very happy that the first and third. It just gives you a lot of like extra perspective that I think is really
Yeah.
cool. I think I can extract the liquid and bring it to titanium. Got hands wet, but tame sample.
I think there was one in the other direction.
Oh,
Yeah, straight back.
still there was.
God,
Streets was
Dylan,
different.
get
You
good.
used shift protocol.
What's that?
You used shift protocol.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I did use shift protocol. I think there's fungus growing. I'll take the sample to the titanium, scrape fungus from the bark to the sample. Cool spaceship.
Yeah.
Can read. Mountain tundra and chrysocollars. As long as I have the proper licensure on my car, but I can't leave before bringing all the samples to titanium. I think. Oh, I need to get all 8 of them. That's right.
I saw one just to the right and up, yeah. One's up there. I mean, if the entire game is just like a puzzle like this, where you're searching around the environment like a scavenger hunt, I would be happy.
Yeah, but I wonder. I never got to a combat sequence, so I don't know if that's in there. But I know that like the puzzles kind of get more difficult the where you
Yeah.
go, and it's cool because the game tries to kind of match the biomes with specific types of puzzles. So like when you go to the tundra, the puzzle is kind of like you have to walk in a specific trail that you can't see because it's difficult because it's a blizzard, right?
Oh, for sure,
Or, like,
yeah.
The mountain biome is literally a maze because you're navigating like rocky cliffs and stuff.
Oh, from Amalgam in the chat, you can turn in the samples you have to titanium now and get the travel license if you want.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I remember I did that, but I wasn't sure if I had the right one.
Yeah. And like, okay, there's definitely some techno babble from titanium here, but like none of it sounds unbelievable. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like all the
Yeah.
justifications, all the different like talking about biology and like the engineering of the ship and the computer system, it all sounds reasonable. You know, didn't go overboard inventing like fake science words.
Yeah, well, and like once again, this is that thing that I really appreciate in fiction, where like I don't need you to say in fiction ever. I don't ever need the writer to say like, well, Kurdeshi politics, as you know, is a structure of these. It's like, you know, those Kurdeshi politics dudes, they don't play nice. Like that's all.
Yeah.
I just need to know that the characters understand what the hell they're talking about.
Yeah.
I'm fine. I don't need to know. It's good.
Or like if you need a comparison, just say like if you need a like comparison, just say like and you're in a sci-fi setting, just I don't know. There I was gonna say make a modern comparison, but those never age well.
You know, I mean, genuinely, I just don't think you need to. Like, because the audience will never see anything unless it's physicalized, right? So unless you physically do an action with it, it doesn't, like, the explanation of any given term in a world, I just don't know if it's necessary. You know what I mean? That's kind of my opinion on it anyway. Hold on, I shall run it through the ship analyzer. Volcano travel license.
Okay,
You'll
so we
use
can
it.
go to tundra, we can go to volcano.
Yeah.
And you wanted to show off which one, Dylan?
I think it was, maybe it's volcano. I thought it was like mountain or something though. Forest.
Well, the samples are connected to the license that you get.
Yeah, right. It's cool. Yeah, like you get, because you
Oh,
traded in.
It's really beautifully laid out.
Yeah.
And like mechanically speaking, right? It's just you're walking into an environment and you're picking up keys to get access to the different locations and just like
Right.
tying them narratively with like this is a material, so now we're going to investigate a biome that's relevant to that. It's great. It's wonderful.
Yeah. Yeah. It's really cool. I also really like how the music kind of it changes depending on where you're at. So like in here, it's still this kind of like heavy, like metal clanging sound.
It sounds very like PS1 Final Fantasy, all the music.
Yeah.
which is a
Caverns.
great thing. Let me just be clear.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I didn't take that as you meaning like it's a downside.
Okay, again from Amalgam in the chat, you can only travel to Mountain Tundra Cavern in this demo. I think you would like the cavern best. The sample for it is located near the aircraft outside.
Okay, I think I already got that one. So
I think so too.
She just kind of explains where we can go, and I swear I had read cavern at some point. So. Ooh. Let's walk over to the old shippery now.
Crystal Cavern. Okay.
Yeah. Oh wait. But I can't leave before bringing all the samples. So we need to get the last. I think we turned in what, 6 of them?
Oh, I haven't been keeping track.
I think it was 6.
Those little like ridges on the side, are those like vines you can climb?
I don't think so.
Yeah, like that. That's what it looks like.
Yeah, right. I'm hauling ass.
That's a creepy crystal.
Give it to me.
I don't have a use for it.
Amalgam said, follow the wall along the east. It is very hidden.
Along the east. So, north, south, east.
You're against the left wall.
Yeah. Maybe...
Other side.
Yeah.
Come from the north.
Oh.
Yeah, like other side of the crystal.
Oh, I see. So, like...
Right, you're headed
maybe a
east
way
right
up.
now.
Yeah. So I need to get probably on the top left corner over here. Oh wait, is it over here? No. Is it over here?
Oh, I thought that was gonna be it.
Go to your
Amalgam's
right.
just shouting
Go to your
no.
right.
Top right, it's on the ground. Walk past the ship.
Walk past the ship.
Mm-hmm. Oh, there it is.
Oh, there you are. Oh, I forgot about the run animation.
You had the right instinct. You were just on the wrong side of the base. You checked in the
Yeah,
corner,
right.
and you're like, secret
Yeah.
path.
Yeah. I think that's the last one. Hey, Titanium. Wait. Mountains. Acquisition samples complete. Previously, it was unclear if your ability to follow instruction as a relatively adolescent Halo had set in yet, and the integrity of your reports must be unquestionable for us to proceed. You have proven to be reliable, which increases our odds of survival. I've scanned for life forms aboard the ship once again to ascertain whether the 2 other previous life forms are still alive. I have again confirmed 2 life forms beside yourself. Our odds of survivability increasing based on the life forms in the left wing of the ship. In other words, which 2 members of the crew are still alive. I will grant your caller authority to access the left wing of the ship. After doing so, please move the equipment and locate the 2 confirmed life forms. It will be necessary to drain 38% of the total battery array, but I will grant you licensure. That's a lot of percentage. For acute destruction instances to assist with the destruction of the equipment. Now go.
I like just like to solve the problem, right? You have to destroy your equipment, right? You're in a
Right,
really
yeah.
desperate situation.
Yeah, right. So it's like we gotta like literally drain our batteries so that we can destroy our shit so that we can save people.
Mm-hmm.
I love sap green. Looks like a Granny Smith apple.
Yeah, right.
This is the design. I'm really impressed.
Yeah, it's really cool. It's really, really cool. Lieutenant Cadmium is also back here. We've been holed up rationing our preserved supplies until help came or until we would be forced to assimilate one another. That's a joke as far as you're concerned. Is that a Thalo? We're rescued? I reported our current situation as far as I knew it to Dr. Green and Lieutenant Cadmium. Well, that makes sense. Now that we can get to the control room, we can see if our AI has cooked up any plans to get us off this rock. When I learned that our collars were gone, I figured whoever was responsible for that was probably also to blame for the rest of the damage to the ship, and that they probably intended for us to die out. I wish I knew who it was. We won't know until we confirmed who perished. That might be impossible at this point. Don't underestimate me, Lieutenant. I can trace the samples left behind by those who perished where they stood. All it will take is time to charge our power stations back up via the solar. Whoa, what? You're morbid, Green. That's what it takes in situations as dire as this, Lieutenant. 3 of us reported back. Cadmium Yellow, Lieutenant Commander. Our other members are absent, presumed dead, before one who deserted and jeopardized the mission. We don't even have the time to be chatting. What is Thalos' authority level? They are able to take on licensure at this juncture. Their mission, according to my direction, driven by emergency protocol, unless you choose to override it, is to close. If the AI is following protocol, I have no reason to object. Wow, Cadmium is being quite lenient under the circumstances. Thela, don't fail to the mission or I'll tear you limb from limb. And there it is.
Okay. Damn.
Thela, you may now go to one of the drones or access ways to ferry you to a destination of your choosing as appropriate. Circumstances in each biome are different, so you will await further orders once you arrive. Our officer Van Dyke kept research notes on each biome. And in progress, excavation or mining. Isn't there a Van Dyke color?
Yeah, I don't know.
There's a Van Dyke here.
Yeah, and there's a Dick Van Dyke, a man. And if we've been trapped here for 15 days, that left enough time for our trip.
There we go. Van Dyke Brown.
Yeah, thank you. Now I'm all primed for colors. Anything they've done to screw up our progress, and turning this planet livable is just going to have to be undone. You're the only one of the callers, so that's going to have to be on you. Affirmative. When you complete a mission in any given biome, return here and brief Lieutenant Cadmium. You will no longer report to me. Titanium's got bigger fish to fry.
You know, speaking of colors, it might be the little, lizard monkey part of my brain that gets excited whenever I see M&Ms, but I like just that they're all, multicolored characters. They've got the fun names that, associate with their, skin color and stuff. That's good. It's good.
It's good. It's good stuff. I was going to ask, too, so, Pinckney, as a professor of graduate students at a major Midwestern university called Southern Illinois University Carbondale, if you had received this as part of an application package in the spring,
this person would be in.
Yeah, right.
This is instant admission.
Right.
No, because these are the people we need, right? We can get any number of people who were the best writers in their undergraduate creative writing program and who wrote little stories for the student literary magazine. There's an unending supply of those people who both want to tell stories in these sorts of forms and have the ability to do them and create them technically. That's a really rare spot.
Yeah, right. Because the prose in this is fine. You know what I mean? It's well written, I would say.
Yeah. No, I mean, and there's a very clear sense of characters. It's really well done. I don't know how many characters from an MFA thesis I could describe, but Cadmium is tough as nails and is the new commander. The doctor is green like an apple and seems kind of funny. Right. The AI is straightforward, cadmium white.
Titanium white, cadmium yellow. Titanium white and cadmium yellow.
Yeah, titanium white. But it's just really well done. Every element that could be used to differentiate these characters has been used, right? And there's no worry about will you believe my characters? Can I convince you, argue you into thinking they're real? It's just, boom, no, here they are. This is your world. Accept it or go play another game. And it's unequivocal in a really admirable way.
Right, I agree, totally.
So before we get too into the new environment, Pinckney, how long is the gameplay video?
I have about 8 minutes of
8 minutes. Okay. So
Okay.
we are at 4:39. So we'll give it another. Let's get about 10 minutes of this new environment, and then
Oh,
we'll
I
switch
mean,
over.
if we're at 4:39, we're gonna need 8 minutes to watch it and talk about it, and then we probably need a couple minutes at the end.
Right, but I really want to see this. It's cool.
True.
So you have to push the minerals so as to make a pathway for yourself.
Yeah, yeah.
But can you look at this in third person?
Oh yeah, probably.
I wonder
that
if it's easier in third person.
It has to be, right?
Yeah, because you can kind of see the path.
But then the
Yeah.
fact that you can go down to a first-person level, that's wonderful.
It's really smart. Like
Right. If
I'm
you,
totally
yeah,
on board. Like
yeah.
I have no reservations about calling this a success.
And like if
Totally.
you were to design this game in either third or first person, it would be less than what we have
Yep.
here.
Yep. Now we got to check out this Smile engine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
This is
Because
killer.
again, one of the things we're looking for here for folks who are on the channel, one of the things we're looking for is development tools for liberal arts students. Right. Things that people who are used to writing stories and stuff like that, and they probably play games, PC games, that kind of thing to a certain extent, although a lot of them are way too dignified for that.
Right.
We need tools, and undergraduates as well, right? These are not students who are in computer science or who are taking coding classes and stuff. And we need tools that will, like this one, that will
Right.
let them tell the stories they want to tell in digital forms, right? Born digital forms,
Right.
and you without having to learn to code.
Right. Yeah. That's
Or keeping that kind of technical stuff to a minimum.
Right. Yeah, and I was pretty happy with the stuff that I could do in Smile. Like I plopped a couple of characters in there and I wrote some dialogue between them, and I talked to them, and I was like, wow, that was.
But in Smile, you just have to use their assets.
I don't think so. I think you can import your own, but I didn't get far enough to really
Sure.
see.
That's actually a really good question with the character portraits and character models. Amalgam, if you're willing to answer, where did those come from? Because I really like them. Okay, you can import your own. Cool.
Yeah, cool. So you can import your own. There you go. Perfect.
Okay. Well, wow.
I mean,
I'm
this
not
is now likely going to be a part of our curriculum. Like,
Yeah. Why
just
wouldn't it,
done.
right?
Yeah, it's only I'm looking at it now. It's only $70, about 300 for the full kit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we get the full kit for the, we get some of the full kit licenses for the lab, right?
Right.
And
I mean,
think
I'm
we're
sure
probably gonna
during
put
a
that
Steam-
the
you
cafe
should wait.
thing.
Yeah, yeah.
We should wait until a Steam sale. I'm sure it goes on sale.
Yeah.
I've added it to my wish list so I can keep apprised.
I think I fucked up the maze. I think I fucked that one up.
Yeah. Well, but we get the idea. I think we need to move on. But no. I'm thoroughly impressed. Like this is one of the most finished of the pieces we saw.
Right. Yeah, I would
Yeah,
definitely
right.
say. What's that?
The stream has ended.
Yeah, I stopped my stream because you're gonna stream. The
So
next game.
yeah,
am I?
Pinckney, whenever you're good to go, your face is massive for all the world to see. Well, 3/4 of your face, a third
Okay,
rather. I can count. I know what I'm doing.
Okay, hang on a second. Let me get to here. We go. All right. So on the right-hand side of the screen is what I saw from my left eye while I was in VR on the Quest 2 to play Nanny Cam, and I believe you'll be able to hear the sound. If you can't, let me know, and I'll make it so you can.
Okay.
All right. So here we go. And obviously made in Unity.
Yeah.
And so I'm not getting any audio.
Yeah, you should be hearing audio at this point, so hang on a second.
Yeah.
I've got a VLC video source in OBS.
Yeah.
Shouldn't that give me sound?
Well, it should be through Discord. Go ahead and check your Discord settings and make sure it's capturing desktop audio.
Good points. So many different.
Well, in the meantime,
Whoop.
how's everyone else
It won't
doing?
take me long, Matt. Don't be so disapproving.
Yeah, Matt, you're so disapproving.
That's my primary trait. It's
But I
disapproval.
also wanted to say thanks to basically all the submitters who submitted games to this, because this could not have gone better. Like, this
For
was our
real.
wildest dreams come true as a first game jam. It was so cool. We were just like, hey, we're weird writers who've done 9 streams. Do you guys want to submit to our game jam? And then we got like the coolest shit.
Yeah. No, I would have been happy with like 2 or 3 people. And
Yeah, right.
we got 9. Everything was like so unique too.
Oh, I think Pinckney's muted. I think Pinckney's trying to talk. Oh, Pinckney's trying to talk.
I didn't do it.
That was so
Oh god,
scary.
he fucked up his audio sources, didn't he?
Oh no.
You poor man. You poor
Oh, I think I
man.
heard it. Yeah, you got it.
Okay.
Calm down. You
I think-
whippersnappers.
So-
I'll kick your ass. Okay. Can I just stream from my desktop on? I haven't done that.
You
Yeah.
can stream directly to Discord from your desktop.
Okay. How do I do that?
So in the bottom left-hand corner of Discord, there'll be a screen,
Here we go.
and then you can click screen and then pick the VLC window. Pick VLC, and that should share the audio.
Okay.
Hey, so let me just click on that and we should
have
be
it?
good. It's on a black screen, but it is... There we
Yeah, here we
go.
go. All right. Tell me if you've got sound.
Yeah.
Yep, we got it.
Okay.
Yep,
great.
I heard
so
the
here's
little
Nanny
blips.
Cam. Made in Unity.
Which, special commendations, we did, throw it open to VR games, and it's awesome that somebody took that challenge.
Yep.
So there's voice acting. There are at least 2 voice actors.
Yeah, it's a little quiet on my capture, so I'm gonna turn the audio up. Everyone just whisper into your mics.
Hold out your arms to see your hands. You'll be using them to interact with the monitors to surveil the assigned property. Let's try pressing buttons. Squeeze the grip with your middle finger and release your index finger. Now, press down on the red button to your left. Wonderful job, as expected. Now, let's pick up the clipboard by
So
reaching over
snide.
and squeezing the grip
Yeah.
with your middle finger. Gently set down the clipboard by releasing the grip. Excellent work, as predicted. No need to
Well,
worry
somebody was
about
gonna say,
the
"Excellent work,
trigger
asshole."
and grip. There's nothing for you to fight here. In front of you are the monitored property viewers, or as HR likes to call it, your MVPs. As always, each viewer displays the feed from one of our in-home cams. To get a closer look, just hold your palm against the screen. Let's try that now with this screen.
Oh, I like that.
So then you go to
interface.
this giant view in this house.
Yeah.
So the house is about waist high here.
Yeah.
Amazing. Your productivity stats are beginning to make sense. Let's move on.
That's just-
I love the box.
I love like
Oh, it's
I
hilarious.
love like the fake corporate. I love that you can tell it's like trying to be like a fake
You're
corporate.
our MVP. Yeah, you just.
Hey, 835 is your regional manager speaking. For this assignment, you'll be watching over a standard personal home property. It's a single-story home, no basement. It should be simple work. The owner left in a bit of a rush, and the security system isn't fully installed. To get the rest of the cameras up and running, you'll have to find the
This is
camera cards, one
awesome.
of which is in the box in the living room.
This is dope. I love
Okay,
it.
so now here's where I make my first game playing mistake. So I'm in the living room. I'm a giant in the living room. I'm told there's a camera key in here. It looks to be in that box. And I think, I'll just take the box back with me. So I put my thumbs out.
Mm-hmm.
And I managed to make the key disappear.
Oh no. And then
Yeah.
the box is gone.
And now it is neither here, apparently, nor is it, I mean, it's in some null space.
Right. I mean, I like the idea of that though, like a key.
No,
that
me
just
too. Well,
pops
and I
in.
do make it work. I mean, you do get to see that mechanic work, so it's not a
Okay.
complete washout. But at this point, I was just enraged and started tearing the house apart.
But
I
like that
able
was
to.
very definitely an oversight, but a player mistake. Like that wasn't like anything on their end of it being like.
Yeah, I mean, I also do think that like it's probably not that hard to set a game. Making games is hard, man. Like
Yeah,
it's so
no,
hard to
because you
account
never know
for.
what an idiot like me is going to do.
Yeah,
Yeah,
or I
the-
mean, like I still go back and play my game, and I'm like, oh, if they go here first, this whole game's fucked.
Yeah.
Right.
It's
Well,
just-
but that's storytelling, right?
yeah, right.
I mean, it's how do you get folks to do the things you want in something like the order you want them to do it without seeming to just, move them from place to place.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been, like, before I actually get to working on it, I've been writing down puzzles for my visual novel, and I'm just like, well, people are actually morons, so I shouldn't make this too hard.
Right. Well, it's very difficult, like, because you just
So I can see a camera key in here, but I can't. It's sort of outside my guardian area. So I'm desperately now I'm going to try to use the chair to slide it toward me because I can't get in there.
But hey, this is good. A good story that
Yeah.
got made, right? You're telling us this
I had
story.
a
This is
great
engaging.
time. I was having so much fun. Like, what can I, how can I make this all work out?
Right. Yeah. Man, I love the idea. Like, there's a gameplay term called follow the fun,
Mm-hmm.
and where it basically what it means is like you think you're making a game, and but then you find that there's something more fun that you didn't expect. In
Like
the
just
game
playing
itself.
with buttons.
Right. Yeah. And so like, this gave me an idea of like, what if this game was you're a ghost basically who haunts stuff, and you need to.
And that's really what it ended up feeling like in the end.
Yeah.
Was like, oh, like I'm this weird limited creature who
You're a
can't.
poltergeist.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm like, nope, no camera key. Hell with that. Hell with that noise. Whoa, camera key. And I'm like, can I get there? Can I sneak to it? You can hear me grunting at this point. I'm like, yay, got a camera key.
And I would think that like even without your narration, just like because VR is so physical, you can really see this internal drama like actually play out
Right.
with your
No,
actions.
yep. So, okay, I'm like, I got a key.
Yeah,
Press the
Toaster
green button,
Schroeder.
press the red button.
Two
I'm
really
like,
good,
oh, you have to drop it in this box.
two really good
So I drop it in
comments
the box,
for.
and there's a second monitor now.
Ah.
So now I
Gotcha.
have access to a room I didn't have access to before, and there's another camera key.
Oh, and that's
Like,
nice that they
guess
kind
it's
of
not-
they show it to you, but it's unreachable, and then you unlock the ability
Right.
to get at
Yeah.
it.
So I go, okay, now I'm humming, baby. There's no way they're gonna mock me for not being able to play games. Now I see it. So I'm like, okay, here we go. Third camera's gonna open. No, fuck, shit. Well,
What
Come
were
on,
you saying,
Bob.
Matt? About
No, we just got some comments from Toaster Schroeder. While writing my game for the first jam, I considered whether or not certain story threads would work, and then like looking back and gaining that information. And yeah, I mean that's the whole writing process, right? Anything that any of us are doing really follows that route. And yeah, no, experimentation is the key. Agreeing with what you said, Dylan, and idea of following the fun.
well, and what I like about software devs is they're used to oh, okay, I put this out, people break it, I figure out how they broke it. Like a lot of writing students seem to think the readers are just gonna like cooperate with them.
Mm-hmm.
Right,
You know
right,
what I mean? And I'm a pretty like uncooperative reader. You know what I mean? Like I'm kind of doing my own things, and
right.
you know what I mean? And so there's a weird so software devs are just already there. That's my home in Oculus Quest, but software.
They got that like flexibility with their creations, right? And things
Yeah,
are less
they
precious.
know they're going to be revising, and they know
Mm-hmm.
that people aren't going to just do what they tell them to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Well, and it's also this is a very common thing that we've talked about in the MFA is that like your writing is not precious. You think it's
Mm-hmm.
precious, but it's not, right? The things that you create are not precious. And once you get through that initial understanding that your like your book or your short story or your game, I mean, it seems like games in their iterative ideology, like the way that they go about iterating on ideas, is just more naturally akin to acceptance of the critique, right? Whereas like the story people are like, hey, I spent a half an hour writing that scene
Right.
and it came straight out of my beautiful brain. So
Exactly. My beautiful brain. And there's also right that there's the remove at which prose writers work from their audiences. Yeah.
mm,
That that in the days when Homer, the Homer Haron, the man not seeing, was going around telling the Odyssey, the Iliad, and the Odyssey to people, he could see their faces.
right,
Right, they were within touching distance.
right,
If they wanted to beat him up,
Mm-hmm.
he could tell.
right,
Right,
right.
whereas graduate students write stuff, and constantly people want to beat them up for it, but they never get confronted with somebody giving them the stink eye.
Right.
Right, and just
Mm,
being like, well, why are you doing this? This is annoying, and so they
yeah.
just go on being annoying.
And this sort of
Um,
layer that making a game and putting it out there, right, behind a name on Steam or itch, that layer of anonymity means people are not going to hold back with their criticism.
Right.
Mm,
Well, but anonymity, right? I mean, that has a lot to do. We do a lot of pseudonymous writing and a lot of anonymous writing, right? I mean, there's nothing like making up a name for yourself and then writing as that person to set you free from, oh, that person I want to date in my class isn't going to like me if I write this thing or whatever.
right,
Mm-hmm.
right.
And,
Yeah.
right. And those considerations are just so damaging.
You're right.
But,
Or
but
the
it's one of the leaders of like a stream, right? Like we're right now, we're putting on a show.
right.
We're teaching a class, whatever you want to call it. But people are, like bleep bleep bleep. They're talking
To
to
go
us and
get a bowl
tuning
of
in and
something
leaving.
before class.
What's that, bud?
I need to go to class in like 3 minutes, so I'm gonna get a
Okay.
bowl of pistachios and tea, and then
Have a
Right
good
on.
time, my
Cheers.
friend.
all right,
Have a
see
good
ya.
class.
See you next
Yeah.
week.
Yep.
Well, I'll see you in like 30 seconds. But
Right.
Oh
to
god, my
continue on
camera
what you were-
died.
No, it didn't.
Oh,
You're fine.
on my end it did. All right.
Oh, yeah, no, you're good. But to continue what Pinckney was saying, I think one of the funniest ones that I've seen in the MFA, or just from writers in general, is that they're afraid to write something because they're like, well, my future audience, like, what will my future audience think?
think of my juvenilia, right?
Yeah,
Exactly.
right.
What will generations of scholars
Right,
make when they're going through the papers that I've given to Brown University?
right. It's
Yeah,
the most annoying shit. It's like I know I don't have an audience, and I've done nothing to even try to get one, but I'm nervous about writing this exciting thing because I might alienate my future potential audience. So
that doesn't like exciting things and can't imagine that I was ever not perfect.
right.
Mhm.
It's
No, it's crazy. But I mean, it's like, it's like when we do things like, oh, yeah, put this on the podcast, put this on the podcast. And people are like, well, but what about the rights? Will it
Yeah.
be considered published? What if, what if I get
Yeah.
a call from, the Atlantic next week and they want it and I've already published it on your podcast?
right.
I'm like, are you crazy? I'm giving you a break here,
Right.
and you're jerking me around like this. Like,
Yeah.
get out of here, go
Yeah.
away.
Go away. Sarah in the chat says, "Lol, you."
Yeah. I think that was to Pinckney's comment of the person who is, or maybe it was Dylan, the person who's concerned about the Atlantic calling at any moment.
I hate
and holds
potential
themselves
future
back.
audience so intensely.
Yeah.
I hate potential. It pisses me off more than anything.
I am actually writing now to deliberately make my future audience angry.
Right. Yeah. My
I think
potential.
that should actually be your watchword. It's like,
Right.
what I'm writing now is really going to alienate me from my future audience. That would be a good rubric, right? Like,
Yeah.
you would know you were really on to something if your future audience already hates it.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
then you're having a good time. You're writing diverse work, right? If you alienate someone who reads your like realistic fiction with some weird fantasy like fanfic bullshit
Well,
you
the
wrote in
idea that
undergrad,
people actually even, I mean, I don't know. It's just so tiresome. Like, we're in this shrinking world of supposed, literary fiction, right? It's shrinking every day.
Yeah.
The audience is shrinking every day. The group of people who are credentialed with MFAs to produce it is growing every day, right? So
Right.
there's this horrible inverse proportion going on between audience and content creators, and they can't figure it out, right?
Yeah.
They're just like, oh well, I'm sure people read just as much as they did in '55. Like it's the weirdest, most conservative. Like I'm this old, compared to them, conservative guy theoretically, and they're the most conservative people I've ever met in my life. They're so, I'm like, I've got shit in my, I got people blowing other people's heads off and people taking their clothes off and fucking stuff like that in my work, and they're all right like little old people. Well,
Like little-
she took his manhood in her
Right.
paw. I'm like, fuck his manhood. What's that, buddy? No, it's just so hilarious.
Manhood in her paw.
Yeah, he entered her. I'm like, is she a fucking closet? See you later, bud.
God, we could look. I'm just saying, we could have an hour-long unstructured stream that's just Pinckney's soapbox
Oh,
about
God.
weird shit that writers say
You
and
mean,
do.
you mean
That's my whole
Pinckney's
teaching
office
life.
hours?
Yeah. Hey, there's the title right there.
Pinckney's
What is it?
office hours.
These office hours. Yeah, I'll just come on and yell about graduate students.
Dude, Pinckney, that's a great idea. If you hosted
Actually,
your
no,
office
I'm-
hours on Twitch, then you
You
could
know,
do
but
like
that's actually, I could easily do that, right? Hold office hours and, just take questions through the chat.
Yeah,
Right.
just as a professional writer, anyone.
Yeah, no, that's a really good idea.
and
That's
then
a
your
really-
students can come in and they can be like, "What's wrong with my thesis?" And you're like,
See,
"Shut up."
I would love that. If what it was me and my students and then an audience
Right.
critiquing.
That's
the
a
office
great
hours.
show. That is a great show.
Toaster
That is a
Strotus,
great-
Sarah Jalick are done.
that's
Hey, look,
brilliant.
okay, this is a good segue. We have a lot of new programming coming at you. An official
Oh yeah.
rebranding of Neophyte Studios to being Neophyte Studios Network is coming. We have lots of good content creators that we are chatting with. Things related to narrative in games. And just wonderful perspectives. So things are going to start looking diverse. Things are going to start being busy. We're actually going to hold a meeting about it rather soon, and hopefully we'll get some show ideas ready to go, and then get them on the schedule of our stream, so you can see, and we'll be going live more often, and we'll make sure everyone's stream information is unique, so when you get that notification,
Yeah.
you know whose show it is. So Neophyte Studios, the three of us, plus whoever, are going to be around doing our thing. But we're bringing on other people that are going to be kind of having their own
And they're
relevant
so
shows.
great. Like
Yeah.
I'm
Some of the
really
best
excited.
writers I know.
I'm a little worried because now I'm like, how am I going to get anything done? I'm
Right.
going to be working and I'm going to get this like, beep, and
Yeah.
this great show title comes up and I'm like, oh shit, I got to go watch that stream.
Well, the good
Yeah.
news is you can always hop over to our YouTube page about a
watch the
day or
VOD.
so after. Yep, we're going to archive all the videos for VOD, so you can watch them there, throw them on like a podcast.
Yeah.
So if you miss something live, don't forget our YouTube is there. Everything's archived from our first stream on.
All right. Bye bye, Toaster Strudel. But yeah, to kind of give a little bit more a little bit more information about what I think our plan is to start filling time slots with more shows that are not just us, but other people that are looking to get their show on Neophyte Network. So like, we know that we have a show coming on that's going to be science and games. We know we have a show that's going to be
Yeah,
kind of
that
like
would
a
see like that's one where I'm just going to be like, what are they doing today? I'm not going to want to see it on YouTube. I'm going to
Yeah.
want to, and I want
Watch
to
it live,
comment.
yeah.
Like I love that I'm going to
Yeah,
be able to like
Mhm.
mock you guys when you're doing your show.
right.
Which,
Yeah,
thank you all in the chat. This has been really one of our best streams in a while. We love hearing from you all. So
Yeah.
thank you.
Yeah, and hopefully we can just keep in like whatever show you like, it's going to be on at that time. I mean, my goal, and I've been saying this in text chat for like 2 weeks now, is I just want to make a television channel like FX or AMC where we can just decide what the programming is and we can put it on every day in time slots, and you get notifications, and it's all here, and that is just it's my dream come true. It is the shit.
No, I agree. I agree. Well, it's what we should be aiming for
Right.
in creative writing programs, right?
Yeah.
Is a live platform where people can test out their ideas in front of an actual audience,
Yep.
get feedback, retrain themselves, right?
Mhm.
Get their instinct for what people like and what people don't like.
Mhm.
It's like the time is here.
Mhm.
All our institutions are dead, and and so we just make our own TV network.
We've killed
Yeah.
God and we're taking over the throne.
Yeah, right. So cool. So badass. Love it so
Yeah.
much.
So, well, thanks to everybody who who's paid attention to this channel and
Yeah.
chatted and stuff like that, because
Yeah.
it's just going to get better. It's
Yep.
just going to get better.
Just gonna get better and better.
You've got
I'll
that
get
Pinckney
towel.
Benedict promise. It's gonna get better.
Yeah.
Hey,
Seriously.
Everything I do, man, and that's all I ever want is like, let's start out where we can start out and just build it better every time.
Pinckney's office hours is that is. I can't believe we came up with that on stream.
Okay, well, let's do that. Right? I mean, let's just add that to that's just on the schedule. Let's figure out a time for it,
So awesome.
and I'll just do it. No, I would love that because I love office hours.
Right. And now you don't have to sit with some sweaty MFA. You can just.
We can track down everyone from your past you've ever wronged, and they can anonymously ask you in the
To
chat.
my office hours. Well, I'll tell you. Remind me to tell you that story. The story about the woman who accosted me in a bookstore in Buckhead, Georgia.
Hey, I don't have anywhere to be. I want to hear about Buckhead, Georgia.
Okay, all right. I can tell you to you right now. But so this was my novel came out and was a moderate success, which meant that when I went to bookstores, they'd done advertising. This was back in the days when they sent me on a 6-week tour. I think I went to 20 some cities, and back in the days, and when a tour like somebody coming to a bookstore would be a big deal, and people would show up. And so I was at this bookstore in Buckhead. It's probably called Buckhead Books or something. I don't know. And so I'm, I give a reading, and I'm selling books. And I'm signing them as people come up. And there was actually a line. Like, it was great. It was so good for my ego. I'm feeling really happy, feeling really proud of myself. And so a sort of tall, willowy woman comes up, and she's like, "Oh, and I'm like, you're tell me your name." She's like, "You don't remember me, do you?" I was like, "I'm sorry. Like, I've been on tour for weeks, and and that kind of thing. And it's a lot of people." And it turned out to be this woman I went to graduate school with.
Oh.
And so I said, "Oh my gosh, of course I remember you." And can you just stand here, just hang out for a few minutes, and as soon as I'm done signing books, you and I can talk. So I'm doing that. I'm all set up for it. Are people leaving during this story? It's unbelievable.
It's such a good story.
Anyway, the line keeps going, and another young woman comes up, a very attractive young woman, and she goes, "You don't recognize me, do you?" And I'm like, in a really aggressive way. And I was like, "I am so sorry. I've been on tour and see a lot of people." And I'm trying to figure out who this is, like frantically, because she's clearly not thrilled with me.
Yeah.
And the woman I just talked to earlier leans over and goes, "He didn't recognize me either." And the girl in front of me goes, she says, "You should recognize me." I was like, "Oh, I'm absolutely sure I should, but I just don't, and I'm really sorry." And she said really loud, like this bookstore is full of people. She goes, "You took my virginity." I was like, it's possible.
Oh my god.
I've done a lot of things in my life,
Oh
and
my god.
she was pissed. Well, so then she just starts laughing like a hyena, and another young woman who I do recognize comes up, and it was an ex-girlfriend of mine
Oh my
from West
god,
Virginia,
Pinckney.
from when I was a teenager, and she had sent her friend up to confront me,
Oh.
and so it was really just a prank. But
Oh, okay.
the tall woman I went to grad school with was really, really angry.
Holy fuck.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
many groupies.
That story just took
Oh, it was
me
back in the
twisted,
days when I
man.
had groupies. I was on MTV. Have I ever shown you the footage of
No.
the book
No,
review I got on
that's
MTV?
this is a
Kurt
bold-faced lie.
fucking Loader reviewed my book on MTV. My first
Really?
Mm-hmm. I'll play that video on the next stream.
All
Yeah,
right.
let's open with that. Yeah, there's your
Yeah,
promise.
we
Come
will
back
open
next
with
week.
with my one appearance on MTV. No, the '80s were crazy, man. Everybody did a lot of coke, and so I was popular as well.
The 80s were crazy, man.
Heard it here first.
Yeah. No, it was nuts. No, I got called out to Hollywood during a writer's strike to work for David Milch.
Right. You're
Yeah,
a
it
strike
was-
breaker.
What's that?
You were a strike breaker.
I was a scam. So we can just have that. That could be a show too. My reminiscences of being, moderately famous in the late 1980s.
Save it for office hours, I think. When you're
What
not
that
getting
was.
questions, you can just
Uh,
freewheel through your
Tell
past.
another story about the 80s.
Right.
The time two girls came to my apartment in Iowa City because they'd read my book and wanted to meet me. I was doing my laundry. I was folding my underwear. And
man,
they banged on the door of my apartment.
The
cocaine's a
world's
hell of a drug.
yeah, the world's changed so
It was a
much.
crazy world, man. Yeah.
When people knock on my door, I just
find you
go
and
away.
have sex with you because you wrote books.
Ooh.
This is a very strange era. Because now people find out you write books and they're like, ugh,
Yeah,
like,
ugh.
I would never have sex with you now.
Why?
I mean,
Yeah.
Terry Pratchett asked to borrow Companion Wolf's pen.
Oh, he asked to borrow your pen. Wow. I never got my
Stole
pen
it.
back.
Never got it back. Apparently, it was a nice fountain pen.
Well, what the fuck, Terry?
Again,
Pratchett?
heard it here first. Terry Pratchett, known asshole and pen
he's a
thief.
fucking thief.
Yeah, goddamn
See,
Terry
that could
Pratchett.
be another show. It could be called Terry Pratchett is a fucking thief.
Yeah, that's a great one.
Come on and make up stories, bad stories about Terry Pratchett.
Right.
Okay, well, this was fun. I very much look forward to our meeting later this week when we
Yeah.
meet all our new content providers.
Yep.
And Neophyte Studios Network is going places.
Going places.
So
Yep.
subscribe, link.
Tune in. Yeah, don't subscribe yet. We got to figure out how to get the charity shit, but follow.
Yeah, things like that. Subscribe bits, things like that are going to be coming. We just need to decide how exactly we'll want to do that. But yeah, no, spread the word to other folks that we're expanding. Really appreciate it.
Please do.
Yep.
And
Very
yeah,
cool.
see you next week.
All right. Pinckney's office hours. I'll sit down and or you sit down and tell me what it should be like, and I'll do that.
Oh man, I just have so many dreams.
If you have an idea of what Pinckney's office hours should look like, leave a comment on our Discord.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Look
Okay.
at that.
All right. Let's go.